What's going on? I hope you're having an amazing day. If you're new, you can follow me on Instagram if you would like, @DreamRare. You can follow me on Twitter, @LegendaryEnergy. You can check out my website for more news analysis, music, at legendary.vision. Legendary.vision, that's my website. And of course, follow along on Facebook. Thank you guys for joining. I just cut off the last live stream because I couldn't see the numbers of viewers, but now it's showing. So here we are. And I want to talk about a big story that's been going on the past couple months. Has been liberal media, for lack of a better term. I don't like to label people, but the liberal media, you know, New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, ABC, pretty much everybody but Fox News and Breitbart have been saying that Russians, you know, colluded with Trump, and, you know, a bunch of their narratives have fallen through. First it was this and that never happened, this never happened. They've had 5 or 6 stories completely collapse. So the new one of the month was Russia. Some Russian companies, they said, you know, pages, maybe 300 to 500 pages, spent between $50,000 and $150,000 on election ads. That was the big story. Even though Hillary Clinton spent $1.2 billion, 2 times as much as Trump, spending more money on personal tax ever, they don't want to accept accountability. They want to accept no responsibility. There's no way that Americans could possibly like Trump for any reason. It has to be Russia. It was the Russian Facebook ads. So this was their narrative. And I kid you not, this is not a joke. Are you ready? They pressured Mark Zuckerberg. They said, Mark, give us the data. For a long time, Mark Zuckerberg did what he thought he should do and said, no. Don't take my data. Like, you don't have rights to my data. And they pressured him. And he gave them the data. He gave them the information. And he did some Morgan Freeman style Russian ads saying, Russia may have interfered, so I gave all my data to the government. So what they found in these ads, it was between $50,000 to $150,000 worth of ads. They found out that not all of the ads were pro-Trump. There were a lot of Hillary Clinton ads. There were a lot of pro-Hillary ads. There were a lot of pro-Black Lives Matter ads. And there were a lot of pro-Muslim women ads. So their entire narrative, once again, this is like the 5th or 6th time that their whole narrative of, hey, Russia ran a bunch of pro-Trump Facebook ads and they influenced the election. This was the narrative last month that everyone was believing. Today we find out the ads weren't even pro-Trump ads. They were pro-Hillary Clinton ads, pro-Black Lives Matter ads, and pro-Muslim women ads. So you would think any logical, rational person, including myself, I say it all the time, I didn't even vote for Donald Trump, but I just like the truth, and I like self-accountability, and I like responsibility, and I like, you know, admitting when you're wrong and maybe pretending like you might be a part of the problem. That's what I like. So you would think that they ended that narrative, right? Because the whole narrative was Russia hacked Facebook and used Facebook to influence people, but they were influencing people to like Hillary. They were influencing people in the direction of Black Lives Matter and Muslim women. So their whole narrative collapses, but they're never going to give up. That's the thing I tell people. They're never going to stop lying because they go to this lie, that lie, and then more people believe them. So congressmen and, you know, the media now, like Washington Post, and they're admitting that they were wrong, that they weren't pro-Trump ads, that they were pro-Hillary, pro-Black Lives Matter, pro-Muslim women. But now their narrative shifts to Russia's creating chaos. They're just throwing a bunch of things out there and creating chaos. And the irony of that is that it's the Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, they're all now admitting that they're the ones putting chaos out into the world, because the Russian ads, pro-Black Lives Matter, pro-Muslim women, and pro-Hillary Clinton, nothing wrong with any of those 3 things, I'm just telling you what the ads were, those are the same type of things that CNN, Washington Post, New York Times, and NBC promote themselves. So this is how big of hypocritical liars they are. They literally say, Russia hacked the election, they hacked the grid, they hacked Podesta's emails, they found out that never happened, so they quieted that story. They hacked the power grid, they found out that never happened. AP, big, you know, trusted news source, this week said, oh, you know, Wisconsin wasn't hacked by Russia either, that was a lie. Every day, their narrative falls apart. And they have the audacity to say after the Russian companies ran the same type of ads that they ran pro-Hillary ads. Of course the news doesn't say, hey, we're sorry, Russia didn't influence our election, they actually helped us. There's multiple studies, including a Harvard study, that says that most of the fake ads went in the direction of Hillary Clinton. This is not me saying this, this is a study. they have the audacity to say that, oh no, we're going to stick with our Russian narrative. They're putting chaos into the world. They're putting so much chaos into the world because they put out Hillary Clinton ads and Black Lives Matter and Muslim women ads. Those are the same things that you promote yourself, New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, and NBC. So you're admitting, by saying that Russia's causing chaos into the world, you're admitting that you're causing chaos into the world, because that's what you're doing. There's no solutions. There's no, hey, let's have the protesters and a conservative or someone that's pro-America, let's have them sit down and have a conversation about what can be done to help inner cities, about what can be done to help black and white and Latino kids and Muslim kids and Christian kids. Let's talk about it. They don't do that because they literally spread chaos. So once again, they've admitted that whole narrative, a complete flop once again. Like I've told you, Mark Zuckerberg released the data. It wasn't all Trump ads. It was a majority or a large portion of Hillary, Black Lives Matter, and pro-Muslim ads, which is fine. But there goes the, oh, Russia was trying to help Trump. So now they say Russia was trying to help Trump by not helping Trump. That's how much they lie to people. That's what I'm saying, people. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to push an agenda. I'm trying to stop you from having 8 years of Trump. If you want 8 years of Trump, like the Trump supporters want, that's fine. Everyone could be happy and take 8 years of Trump. But by putting a blinder over your eyes and saying, oh my God, Trump's the only problem and this media is perfect and Russia hacked the election, you're guaranteeing 8 years of Donald Trump. It looks so obvious that he's going to win for 8 years because you're doubling down on the failed campaign strategy that I had no part of. I didn't influence Trump in winning. I didn't even tell people to support him during the election. I didn't even vote for him myself. I had a 0% influence on Trump winning the election. I'm trying to let you know, if you keep lying and believing news that doesn't exist by saying, oh no, Russia's helping Trump. Oh no, but the ads were pro-Hillary and pro-Black Lives Matter. Oh no. But Russia, they're helping Trump by not helping Trump. They're spreading chaos by doing the same news that CNN and everyone's doing. What are you talking about? Can we have a real conversation about anything? If you don't want to listen to me, if you want to say Anomaly, you're a right-wing shill, even though I'm not. If you want to say Anomaly, you're a conservative shill, even though I'm not. If you want to say all these things to my, I don't even want to say haters, that's an overused corny term, or to my people who want to disagree with me, that's fine. I love a good conversation disagreement, but I'm going to guarantee you, if you continue to play this game that you're playing right now and just one-siding everything, you're going to guarantee 8 years of Trump. The same news sources that co-signed Black Lives Matter and Antifa in the Charlottesville situation, and I don't even like talking about it because it just sounds like a really shitty party that I don't want to be a part of. Like, hey, do you want to come here? There's going to be KKK, neo-Nazis, Antifa, Black Lives Matter. I'd be like, no, I don't want to go there. It sounds like a terrible event. But the same media that co-signed Antifa and Black Lives Matter and demonized Trump for not co-signing them, they're now attacking Russian ads for doing exactly what they do. I'm just reporting what's happening. I want to help liberals. I want to help people that don't like Trump. I want to help you get a better candidate and admit where you're wrong. If you don't, if you just keep thinking everything outside of your little bubble is conservative and right-wing, you're going to lose to Trump again. This is what I'm telling you. I didn't ask for him a first time. I'm not going to ask for him a second time. You are asking. The liberal media, the people who say Anomaly's terrible and I don't want to hear a word he says, I don't want to consider it, everything's terrible, everything's racist, everything's Russian, you're guaranteeing 8 years of Trump. I'm just being honest. Now on to the second part of the news. You have Facebook. While I am critical of certain areas of them, I'm also very, very grateful of Facebook. I want to say Facebook has been great to me. I've seen no censorship. I've gotten a lot of messages of people saying they've been censored and clicking off and this type of stuff. So, I want to put it out there that I don't know exactly what's happening, but Facebook has been an incredible platform for me. Incredibly fair, incredibly nice, incredibly respectful. For a free platform, I am nothing but grateful towards Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, so I can't join this hate train. Thank you so much, Facebook. I'm using it now to connect with people. How could I complain? I would love to meet Mark Zuckerberg. He's done an amazing job for me. Thank you so much. On that note, you have both sides of the political debate blaming Mark Zuckerberg. So among some things that he's probably not doing right, he must be doing a lot right, because you have the liberal media. They've blamed him the whole year for running fake ads and promoting fake advertisements. And now that they get the data from the Russian ads, they find out that the ads were pro-Hillary and they weren't all pro-Trump. So that narrative fails. And now you have Donald Trump tweeting. He's saying that Facebook is rigged against him and there's possible collusion as far as New York Times, Washington Post, and Facebook. And Zuckerberg put out a statement today and pretty much said, you could read it on his page, said something along the lines of, I'm being blamed by Trump. I'm being blamed by liberals. This is what a platform looks like. I let people do their thing. So I do think, as far as flow of information, Zuckerberg is doing a good job. The part of the Facebook that I do think is particularly rigged against conservatives and against Trump would be the featured news section. I think the featured news section is extremely rigged. They are promoting any sort of mainstream story, no matter how accurate or fair it is. And I don't know why that is. That's why I don't talk about it that much. Is it an algorithm? Is it because people like that? Is it certain people? I have no idea, but I do agree with Trump. In that section, I do think the Facebook news section is a little bit rigged. Facebook is no longer just a social media. They're now a news platform because they don't just let the flow of information. They feature stories and push people in a direction now. So on that note, I do think Facebook is a little rigged. I agree with Trump there. As far as the liberal media saying that Facebook is rigged, it seems like they only want people who agree with them to have a platform. Anybody else is fake. Anybody else is Russian. On that note, I want to say we have to be able to draw the line somewhere, because today a fake news writer, an actual fake news writer, passed away. I believe his name was Paul Horner. You could look that up. He wrote fake news articles that were literally like satire news, where he was pretending to be other news sites. That's literal fake news, satires. He died from prescription pills. Hopefully that's the truth. You know, prescription pills kill 100,000 people a year, so it is a very deadly thing, and he has passed away. That type of stuff is absolutely should be considered fake news. But if you're going to point the finger at people and call certain people fake news, you can't then say that Russia's hacking the election and that all of Facebook's true, and that all of Facebook is fake news, and now they're pushing fake news. It's just not honest, because many reports show that the fake news goes both ways when it is real fake news, and you have Trump calling certain people fake news, them calling him fake news. It's a whole mess. So everybody on that note could be a little more accurate. Both people are blaming Zuckerberg, but for me, it's been a great platform for me. So that's my thoughts about Trump blaming Facebook, the liberal media blaming Facebook. Anytime you have both sides blaming, although it might be a little bit skewed one way or another, you know he must be doing something right, or at least a little bit better than Twitter and Google. I think Facebook is more free than Twitter and Google, and I think Zuckerberg, although people say that he censors conservatives, I think that Zuckerberg is more in the middle and allows more freedom than any of the other sites. That's just my personal thoughts there. I just told you what I thought about the Russian ads and the fact that that was a big story. Now collapsed, but it's never over, because, you know, now that it was ads that they wanted them to run, they say that they're creating chaos with their advertisements. It's a total loony spiral that we can never win, because no matter how much facts, no matter how many evidence come out, they're always going to be pointing the finger and blaming. And to that I say, a main message of everything I talk about is like peace, love, conversation, having dialogue, and also self-accountability. That's why I don't point the finger all the time. I don't blame, oh, it's Hillary's fault, it's his fault, it's Trump's fault, it's that's fault. I'm trying to be responsible for what I can do. If I don't like something, I'm going to make a better one, or I'm going to say my opinion. So I think we could lower the hate down, we should lower the blame down, and if we all self-reflected and all had self-accountability, I wouldn't be here talking about this, because we'd be bettering our communities, bettering America, bettering the world, and stop trying to blame other things. The election is in the past. They're trying to drag it out because the candidate that won, that they didn't want them to win. We should focus on 2020, focus on ourselves, focus on getting better, or else it's going to be 8 years of Trump. I'm just being honest. You have to admit your mistakes, your flaws, and then be better for the future. I'm trying to help all sides. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to post my link below if you'd like to donate to my news analysis. It helps greatly. If not, thank you for your participation and attendance. Have an amazing week. I'll be back. Check out some of the videos I shared earlier today. Some cool stuff. Thank you again for joining.